Shell. How are you doing this week? You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
Do I though? I mean, I I'm a mess. Like I have, I usually run around 94. I have like 100 fever right now. And I am like chills and achy and like not okay. But I had to do a session this morning. And after we finish this, I'm going to go to sleep.
That's
because
probably a good
I am
plan.
rough. And I'm never sick, like never. But anyway, I'm here.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You're here. And
Smoke and mirrors.
It's been almost a year since we've been doing Real Talk Tuesday, which I think
cannot
is
believe
incredible.
that.
Yeah.
That's a year. I know. We're gonna do a little recap of the year of like what we've learned from this experience and everything in a couple episodes. But we thought we would kind of go down memory lane in this little episode and kind of just show some clips from. Actually, this will be part one, right? We're going to do two of them.
When I was editing this, I was like, we're going to have to split this up in two different things because we've had so many great interviews and they just have so much good things to say that I didn't want to, make it this huge, long 30-minute episode. We're just going to kind of chop it up.
Yeah. So part one, we're so grateful that we were able to talk with so many amazing people. And we're going to show you some clips from all of those or half of those in this episode. So thank you for watching. We have on Gary Yordon of the Zachary Group, and he is a client I have worked with. He's a writer, producer. He's an amazing human being. He's just super talented, and we're just so excited to bend his ear today. A 10-time Emmy Award winner. Like, this guy's done it all. Oh, and he's actually coming in. So
good. The Renaissance man.
I'm going to let him in. There he is. Yay.
Oh, you're by the pool.
He is. That's Gary.
I couldn't think of a reason not to be.
Well,
I would be too if I had one.
What is that thing you're listening to, and what is it that makes you go, nope, or so pet peeve, I guess, and also like what you're listening for?
That's a great question. I'm listening for something a little bit bent. I'm listening for a little bit of gravel. I'm listening for someone who's not trying to be a voice, but being a voice because of that. I'm listening for someone who is letting the script come to them instead of them going to the script. That's a really subtle thing, but it's amazing how few voices are able to do that, to let the script just kind of wash over them instead of going out and trying to be whatever it is they think it ought to be.
Well, hey, we're talking with Mike Lenz. He started off not in voiceover. What was he doing before that? So we're going to hear his story. He's also an audiobook narrator, and he's done lots of them, and he's fantastic at it. So I'm excited to talk to Mike today about all of his tips and tricks and how he got started into voice acting.
I was a pharmacist for almost 30 years, and what Michelle was referring to, not public land, but I was the mayor of Saratoga Springs, which is my hometown, was the mayor and also finance commissioner. So I served for about, I think, 8 years total.
Oh.
And so that was kind of a neat experience. But I ended up losing one of my reelection bids, which completely changed the trajectory of my life. So for the good, because I had really kind of burned myself out of politics. My wife and I have 4 children, so we were in the process of having kids and building our home, and I was still running a pharmacy, and it was just so much pressure that I didn't realize until I got out that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was carrying all that on my shoulders. And so I had a lot of time on my hands because I wasn't involved in politics any longer. And so I kind of let my little creative side bubble up.
We actually have Melanie with us today. Hi, Melanie.
Hi.
So nice to have you. I know you guys have been dying to hear Melanie's story behind what that video was last week. Just a little peek behind the scenes of what it's like in a voice actor's life and all the different places that you can hear your voiceovers.
It just shows in a really cool, cute little video, like a lot of the applications for voiceover that we don't always think about, right? Just a lot of, it kind of shows it in a quick, cool way.
When I did that video several years ago now, and I didn't know anything about marketing other than I was supposed to be. and that I had some ideal clients, some people that I really wanted to voice for. A colleague of mine who was a video producer approached me and said, there's a contest I want to enter. The goal is to highlight a small business. And I said, oh, I'm a small business.
Yeah.
And he was so kind. He just ran with my idea. I said, I'd like to do kind of a day in the life, but my goal is to walk through where you would hear voiceover and the voiceover to be me. My goal was to work for GoDaddy. And so I spotlighted at the very end of that video being in studio voicing for GoDaddy. And the beauty of it was it worked.
Today we have the amazing Jennifer Antkowiak. We met acting actually, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe more, on an acting shoot for a commercial shoot. But she's also a voiceover, but she's also kind of become like a kind of a guru on accountability.
We'll do what we call live accountability, where we'll meet on Zoom and just chat for 5 minutes and talk about what we're up to, what we're going to do. And then we put each other on mute and we have an hour of uninterrupted accountability time where we have to get those tasks done.
Oh, wow.
And you have someone watching you. So you're going to work. You're not just going to sit there on your phone. So that's a really wonderful accountability group. I have another one where we answer 3 questions, which is, what have you done the last 2 weeks? What are you working on now? And what are you going to do in the next 2 weeks before we meet again? And then if there's time, we'll say, what's standing in your way?
Let's let her in. Diana Birdsall, who I've been lucky enough to have come to my home in Boston because she's a Boston girl originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not get the memo on the lipstick.
We're trying to make it's a conspiracy.
Don't I feel like it's too loud now. Should I take it off?
No.
Turn it off? I've been coaching for quite a while now, and it just stems from the time when I was a creative director for, a lifetime, it seems like. And I directed a zillion commercials and so many people. And then I got into voiceover, and it just sort of stumbled into coaching people. And it's just it's a joy to see people, grow from knowing nothing to really making a living at it. So it's always great. And I try to focus mostly on the finer points of performing and answering questions, technical things that people just don't think of, like, how much time should I leave when there is an ellipsis? What's a beat? What's a pause? How long should I do this or that? Or how should the pronunciations are always a thing. Is it data or data? Which one's the default one? Just nitty gritty stuff that people just never teach you. And then a lot of times I focus on making people relax and stop performing.
We are pulling back the curtain of what it's like to be married to a voice actor / creative. Not always easy. So we have some special guests today. We don't know how this is going to go, but whatever. This is Real Talk. All good, right?
We're going to let them in.
It looks like you might have someone like literally kind of like super close to you. And
I do.
Yeah. Who do we got?
In this way.
What? Who's that?
Hey, this is Dave.
Dave. And someone else is coming in from another room.
There he is.
We just thought we'd have you on and just ask some questions of what it's like to live with a Tony's smiling right now. He knows. What is it like to be married to someone in this crazy career? Like the abundance / the career is over. Riding between the two. I don't know. Tony can speak a lot to that. Tony, what would you say about me?
It's definitely a roller coaster. Like a very, very up and down, up and down. I mean, I think that you are a little bit of a dramatic person. So you have a tendency to be like, you didn't get a job on a certain day. It's like, okay, this is over. Nobody wants me anymore, etc.
Right.
So then you'll get to the point where, you'll get a few jobs and you're just like, I can't do anything. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with all these jobs. Like, I can't even breathe.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten since yesterday. And so.
Jess does do that too. Like I'm worthless. They don't like me. Like, I got the word wrong. I'm never gonna have a job again. Yeah.
I can't say the brand name.
And I just say, just have some coffee or just take a nap. You'll be okay.
So today we have on Rhonda Phillips. Yeah, we do, because she's amazing. And we've been wanting to get her on since day one because she's so good to our community. She's just gives so much to our community. She started this amazing late night secrets a long time back.
Yeah, it's been going for a minute. And I started it simply because I just felt there was a need for especially new people coming into the industry, because it can get really loud out there and there's so much information and so many people to ask, and you get 20 different answers. And so really I started it. It was free for the first 2 years. And I just did it because when I got started, it was very few and far between the help that I felt like I could reach out. And of course, I didn't know anybody at that point in time. I hadn't gone to all the conferences and built my small, little people area that I could know and trust. And so that's really why I started it, because I was just like, there's so many brilliant people out there, and we really are in an industry that people are givers. Mostly people are just open with their information. And so that's kind of why I did it. And then I just started inviting my friends and they all started saying yes. And so, hey, webinar series was born.
We have a really special guest today. Everybody knows Tracy Lindley. She's like the LinkedIn guru. We actually are going to have the opportunity to speak to 2 of her 4 amazing children. We're speaking to her 2 youngest, I believe, today, although who knows who's going to show up. Jada and Alina. And all 4 of her kids, Levi, Jesse, Jada, and Alina, are voice actors.
So do you girls memorize the lines? Do you try to memorize it and say it back a bunch of times in like lots of different ways?
We do it like 3 times usually. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Everybody's different, right?
It's probably different.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on the project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I said, do you get nervous before a session at all? Because I do.
A little bit, yeah. I don't usually get nervous because I know I'm gonna do it, and I know that I'm confident about it.
Wow, I want to be you when I grow up.
Like that.
I totally want to be. Wow,
I'm hanging on their every response. I'm like, what are they going to say to that?
What are they going to say? Right.
That's a good response.
That's a really good response. A lot of adults could learn that lesson for sure.
Go in with
Not even
confidence.
8 yet. Yeah. And that I think is a bonus to being a kid, is you haven't really felt the sting of rejection yet. You're not jaded with life.
I agree. Yes.
So maybe you're just more confident because you haven't experienced all that
other stuff. Yeah.
Yet.
We have today special guest, the Booth Besties.
We've only known each other for a year. Like this thing has gotten legs and just it's sprinting. We were getting a lot of feedback from folks who were feeling frustrated, that you go to conferences or you go to different events and you sort of get a little bit of information, and it has to be real high level, right? Because the speakers are having to speak to such a range of talent. And we're like, there's got to be a way that we can really get more information out of these speakers and really just provide it for folks, because that's what they need, and not feel like I have to buy the package deal and the coaching package and the online webinar just to get really fundamental answers.
And we wanted to have a place where people could trust. So it's just peers. Like, we're not coaching. Well, sometimes, like, I know NJ does consulting kind of things, like on people's LinkedIn platform, their LinkedIn profile or their social media branding. We don't coach. So,
we have no motive.
Or we're just your bestie.
You're a bestie, right?